Good morning. Our hymn today is entitled, Take My Life and Let It Be. Yet indeed I also count all things lost for the excellence of the knowledge of Christ Jesus my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things and count them as rubbish, that I may gain Christ. That's Philippians 3:8. This hymn was written by Frances R. Havergal in February 4, 1874. She started writing at a young age. By age 4, she was reading and memorizing the Bible. At 7, she was already writing her thoughts in verse. However, she lived a life in fear that she would not be counted as God's child. She experienced a conversion in adolescence, but for 36 years felt that something was missing. Later in life, she made a complete surrender to God. Someone had given her a little book called All for Jesus. After reading it, she dedicated herself wholly to Christ. This time, she had made such a complete surrender of herself to Christ that she is referred to as the consecration poet. She had a naturally very musical and trained voice and frequently sang with the Philharmonic, but she dedicated it wholly to sacred venues. She also collected all her jewelry and donated it to Church Missionary Society to be used for the evangelizing the lost. Not long after that, she was visiting in a house that had 10 people for 5 days. She prayed that the Lord would give her all 10 people who would accept salvation. She kept witnessing to them one by one until by the time she left, all 10 people were Christians. Caesar Milan, an ordained pastor of the State Reformed Church in Switzerland, composed the music named Hymnen for this hymn. He later was dismissed from the church for his strong preaching against formalism and spiritual apathy. Even though he wrote over 1,000 hymn tunes and texts, this was the most remembered tune, called Hymnen, and first appeared in an American hymn published by Lowell Mason in 1841. Take my life and let it be. Thank you for letting me share my hymn with you this week, and please come back next Thursday for the new one. If you're watching on Facebook, please share it with your friends, and if you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button.